Todd, well, you're an Oscar-nominated screenwriter yourself, and I just wondered how well you felt Phyllis Nagy had captured the essence of Patricia Highsmith's novel in her screenplay.
Oh, I was so immediately smitten with what she had done when I read them both at the same time, and I didn't know the novel, so it was all new to me when it came to me. And of course, it's rare that you get this remarkable book, historic book that I hadn't known about, to the shock of all my lesbian friends. This beautiful adaptation, and a star attached like Cate, who was, someone I couldn't shake from my mind as I read both pieces. So it felt already so formed, and so there was so much thought put into it from the outset that it was a great way to start.
As you say, the project came lumbered with double Oscar winner Cate Blanchett and nominated for a film you made with her previously as well. What was it like to work with an actress who was so invested in getting the film made, and then obviously bringing Rooney Mara into the mix as well?
Oh, it was great this time. I mean, it was an amazing experience to work with Cate on I'm Not There. It was an astounding life changer to see her transform into that character. But we had no time for rehearsal or for discussion. It was all like this sort of omnibus structured schedule on I'm Not There. In the case of Carol, we really did have some time, and of course she had a lot of time before I came on board. But we protected 2 weeks of rehearsal in the process when we were in Cincinnati with Rooney and other principals in the cast. And that was so, it's so useful. And just as a time to talk it out and to kind of create some history and backstory and some, lived experiences with the actors, and that they can feel with each other and bring that to the screen.
It's an interesting period in America, I think, post-war America. Could you talk a bit about the social change that's going on in terms of its bearing on the characters anyway?
Yeah, I was surprised when I looked at the photo, the references and research that we'd been doing from the time, to discover such a distressed New York City. Like, it really looked like a war-torn city, although of course nothing was fought on its shores, but it was in transition and clawing out of the post-war era. Eisenhower had not yet taken office yet. There was tremendous disillusionment with the Truman administration. There was a susceptibility to the sort of sense of new vulnerabilities around the arms race with Russia, and the sort of demagoguery of the McCarthy era and those figures. So there was a sense of insecurity that I think you felt, and weird indeterminate temperature even in the colors and in the settings, and that was stuff that I loved the idea of bringing to Carol, where these two women were ill-prepared for what they're about to experience in meeting each other, and for the feelings they're about to discover in themselves. So yeah, all of that contributed to the space and the place.
And I found the film achingly beautiful, but very much set in the real world at the same time as well.
Yeah.
Could you just talk about your intention for the look of the film in terms of production design, costume, cinematography?
Yeah. Well, all of those factors, that sense of a distressed urban landscape, the grit sort of in the atmosphere that you see in the photography, and maybe it was even something in the color photography process from that time that contributed as well. But all of that informed the kind of visual strategy that we took for Carol, and the discussions that I had with Ed Lockman, the director of photography, the kind of world we wanted to dress and create with my production designer, Judy Becker, the colors of the clothes and the shapes and the silhouettes that Sandy Powell created for the actors. All of these things were essential aspects of creating that world.
And music's always been an important element in your films, from Superstar until now. Again, what was your intention really for Carter Burwell's beautiful score. The harp just had me.
I know. I love the harp. It's so. It feels like the sort of plucking of your heartbeat, you know, and the sort of arrhythmia, I think, of love that sort of keeps changing rhythm throughout. But it's understated, and yet it's such an important counterpoint and sort of voice that you know, holds you through the film, compels you through the film. This is the third time I've worked with Carter. I've been a huge admirer of his scores for the Coen Brothers films, obviously, and so many other great films. But he's lovely to work with and so thoughtful. And I do have to say, though, it's a lot of the thinking about the score and what the music needed to do scene by scene started with me and my editor, Afonso Goncalves, who has such a ear for music and for temp tracks. So we provided Carter with all these temp tracks that we were quickly falling in love with. But I think Carter really understood why, you know, and it gave him a real roadmap for what to do.
Todd Haynes, congratulations on Carol.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,